COVID-19 pandemic is still very much with us, with cases on the rise. Please continue to do what we know works. Wash your hands frequently, social distance, and wear a mask. Let's do what we need to do to move past this pandemic.
Hey, you are live with your boy, Chef Dana. That's right. We are cooking it up today. I'm so excited. Super Bowl is here. And that's right. We got the, Kansas City Chiefs versus the Buccaneers. So I thought what better time than to hook the fellas up with some good tailgating food. So I'm going to show you guys how to make a quick and easy bacon caramel brownies. And we're going to do some wings with my famous hot sauce. So Letitia, you can't say I'm not making hot sauce this year. My staff always gets on me and says, when are you making the hot sauce? When are you making the hot sauce? It seems like I only do it once a year around football season. But I'm gonna show you guys how to make a very flavorful hot sauce for your wings this year. So everything we're doing today, quick, simple, easy. Honey could do it, the fellas could do it. I'm gonna show you some good cheats and some tips and so forth. So let's get into the brownie, right? There's no need for the fellas to stress on making the brownie, right? Look, go to the store, get yourself a box of this. Bam, Ghirardelli. It's foolproof. For the fellas that don't know how to bake, I'm hooking you up. I'm telling you, it's a good brownie mix. You could use it. Use the Ghirardelli, fellas, all right? So to our mix, you just follow the ingredients. I believe it might be, what's it say? A quarter cup of oil. No, I'm sorry, quarter cup of water, half cup of oil, and 1 egg. So fellas, we can't mess that up, right? If you don't know what you're doing in the kitchen, it's hard to mess this up. Open your bag of brownie, like so. Dump that mix right into the bowl. All right. We're gonna add to that the 1 egg that they said. There's our 1 egg. We're going to add to that the oil. Pour that in there. And then the water, a quarter cup of water. Now, if any of you guys at home and you're used to baking and using some mixes and so forth, brownies and cakes, they're related. It's just the amount of eggs and the oil and so forth that go in them. So we're just going to mix this up real quick. Simple, easy. Make sure to get the sides. One thing that I find with brownie, don't overmix it. Same thing with cake though. You don't want to overmix it. You overmix it, you create too much gluten. The thing comes out tough and so forth. And you're like, why wasn't my brownie tender or why wasn't my cake tender? Because you beat it up much. That's just the honest truth. All right. So here we go. I've mixed the brownie, right? We've gotten it all together. Not overmixing. I'm just making sure that there's no dry lumps in the middle. Okay. Now, I'm just going to put it into my little brownie dish or brownie pan. I sprayed it with a little bit of oil, make sure it wouldn't stick, and we're just going to go right in. Bake this bad boy per the instructions. So if you're not using Ghirardelli, you could use another brand, but you can run right down to ShopRite, get yourself a box real quick and easy for the game, fellas. I'm telling you. Right over to ShopRite. Okay. So there we go. We got our mix in there. We're going to bake it per the instructions. Let's check it out together. I'm guessing 350. What's it say? I was off, 325. But I was close. All right, so we're going to bake it at 325 in the oven until done. All right, so I'm going in the oven. I'm going to adjust my temperature to 325 on this beautiful GE profile oven. You got to love this thing. Like, you can even hook your phone up to it, and I could literally watch what's in the oven baking. It's pretty cool. So we'll get rid of a couple dishes here real quick. And we're going to get into this sauce. I told you these recipes I'm going to give you for tailgating are quick and easy, but full of flavor. And that's what you want. If anybody has any questions, we are live. So feel free to put them in the chat on Facebook and so forth, and we'll try to get your questions answered. So for my sauce, check it out. I'm going to teach y'all part of my secret sauce here. Because one thing I hate is when you have a hot sauce, but there's no flavor to it. You know what I mean? And I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying. So I want to build the flavor in the dish. So check out what I do. And I mean, you guys know I'm a pastry chef. I'm a savory chef. I do it all. I'm going to throw some butter in the pan. We're going to get that melting, right? Then to the butter, once this butter has melted, I'm going to add some brown sugar. What I'm going to basically create in the pan is a nice little caramel before I start adding other things to it. I know what you're thinking. You're like, only Dana, he over there with his sweet and savory, but I'm telling you, it makes a humongous difference in your hot sauces, all right? We used to have competitions when I worked at Marriott. The chef didn't always know it, but we would be creating sauces at nighttime to see who made the best hot sauce, and I won. I won. So I'm going to mix up this brown sugar and the butter in the pan, combining the two of them. And this is what I call kind of like a poor man's caramel. Like if you guys are out there cooking and you're like, man, every time I try to make the regular caramel, I always burn it up, right? Here's a little tip. You can take the brown sugar, you can take some butter, put it in the pan, stir them up together till it's melted and become one caramel, then just add a little bit of heavy cream to it. That's a quick poor man's caramel. Another great caramel, which I'm not doing today because it takes too long, would be to make a Dulce De Leche, which is taking the sweetened condensed milk, you know, like in the can, drop it in a pot of boiling water, let it go for about 2 hours or so. And that sweetened condensed milk turns into a caramel, which you find more commonly in some of the Latin American countries. All right, so I've mixed my brown sugar and my butter together. Now to this, I'm gonna add a little bit of teriyaki. You're like, I thought you said we were making wing sauce. What are we doing? I'm gonna add a little bit of teriyaki to this, build up my flavors. You guys ever go to, say, McDonald's, and you taste their barbecue sauce, and you're trying to figure out what's in that thing that's giving it that little bit of flavor? Teriyaki or soy sauce? I'm telling you. I haven't seen the label, but I'm telling you what's in it. I can tell. All right, I'm just a chef. I know when I taste it. All right, so to my caramel, I added the teriyaki. Now, I'm gonna add a little bit of sweet Thai chili sauce. Sweet Thai chili sauce, throw that in there. Okay, give it a stir. Then we're gonna add, of course, we need some hot sauce, you know what I mean, for that traditional wing flavor. We're gonna pour that right in there. And then we're just gonna let this sauce simmer. The longer it simmers, the better the flavor. All right, but you'll see that you'll really have some depth of color in the pot. Once it starts simmering and you stir it up, you can already see, like right now, the color. See how it's already deeper and darker than what the hot sauce was that I put in there before. So we're gonna put it back on the stove. We'll let it go for just a little bit and the flavor will just intensify. So we'll let that hang out because that's going to taste amazing. Now I promised you guys that we're gonna do some wings, right? Let me get rid of these couple dishes. We're gonna get into these wings and things. Get into these wangs. Isn't that how we say it sometimes? Them wangs. Let's get into the wangs. My late mother would be like, what'd you just say? My mom was a school teacher. So, wangs. She'd be trying to correct me. Yep, I miss her though. My mom was the best. The best. Okay, so let me arrange these in the proper order. So I got 3 bowls here, right? So whenever you're gonna do chicken, and you're gonna fry it, right? You're gonna fry the chicken. We wanna do what we call dredging. Dredging is when you'll take the chicken, drop it in the flour, drop it in the egg, and then drop it in another flour mixture, okay? So I'm gonna take out a little spoon or something and just mix up my flour mixture. Now my flour mixture here, I got a few ingredients in here, or should I say I have some gram masala in here. Hanging out with my boy Ruben, right? He's been showing me some Indian cuisines. He was on the show on Mondays, and he explained, you know, with Indian cooking, a lot of the things that they use in it are already in your house. So, for example, in the gram masala, which I'm going to season my flour with, which I have in this bowl, it already has some cumin, some coriander. What else is in there? Of course, salt and pepper, but it also has cinnamon in there. So cumin, coriander, cinnamon, a little bit of salt and pepper is what's in this gram masala, and that's what I'm going to season my flour mixture with today. So it's going to give it a nice little flavor. All right. So that's my flour mixture that is seasoned. But then over here you have a plain flour mixture. That's going to cling to the chicken before you put it into the egg wash. Let me grab a fork here. We're going to beat up our egg wash. Egg wash. So we want to mix up our eggs. Make sure they're all stirred up. Okay. So flour, egg wash, flour. Remember that. F-E-F. Flour, egg, flour. So now we got some chicken wings. Okay, so I'm going to take my chicken wings. Now today I didn't brine them. Ruben, don't be mad at me. I didn't brine them today. So if you were going to brine your chicken wings, that basically means you're going to take like an acid, right? You're going to take an acid and you're going to soak your chicken wings for a couple hours. You could even do it overnight. And then you would basically scrape off the excess, and then you would go into the flour mixture. Like I said, Ruben, don't be mad at me today. I didn't have time to brine, but I made sure my flour mixture is seasoned perfectly. All right, so here we go. Into your flour. Okay, coat that wing, coat that wing. Coat them wangs. So here we go, into the flour, into the egg mixture. Okay. Now we're going to go into the seasoned flour, which I have here, right? And then we'll go to the pot for frying. Now some people who want it like super duper flaky, you could add a little bit of cornstarch to this last flour mixture, and it makes it even more flaky. Like you'll notice different cultures do different things. So say, for example, in some of the Asian cultures, they will put some cornstarch in there. And that's how, like when you go, say, to the Chinese food store and you're like, man, how are they getting this type of texture and coating on the sweet and sour chicken? It's cornstarch. Okay. So if you want like a go-between, you just add a little cornstarch to your flour mixture. There's number 2. Now I want to make sure that when I'm frying there, I'm not overcrowding the pan. So I put just enough in there where everybody can do their thing, but we don't want to overcrowd, because if you overcrowd the chicken, to me, number 1, it's going to take a long time. Number 2, that's when it gets a little, what's the word for it, like gummy, so to speak, because it hasn't had the proper amount of heat around all the pieces of chicken. And all the chickens fighting for survival in the pot. Okay. All right. So here's another one. We'll probably put like 4 of them in there at a time. Man, my sauce over here is smelling amazing already, baby. And the color's changing. I wish you guys were in. Oh, man, that smells good. That's crazy. All right, let's get here. And we'll do one more piece of chicken in here. Don't worry, all my guys at the studio was like, we're only getting 4 pieces of chicken today? What is going on? No, I got you. Don't worry. We're going to do a couple batches. All right, so let's get one more piece in there. I'm not going to lie. When it comes to the wings, I'm a drumstick guy. I like that fat little drumstick. I don't have to work as hard. All the meat's right there on the one end of the bone. Okay. That should be our poll question for today. Are you into flats or are you into the drums? I think I got room for one more. Let's hit one more. Okay. And then we're going to get into this brownie thing. And again, if you got any questions, please put them in the chat. We'll try to get them answered for you. We live. We're cooking live. Okay. And there's number 5. So we'll let our wings hang out. I'll move these to the side. Give my hands a quick wash. Now, if you guys got some favorite tailgating recipes in your arsenal, go ahead and throw them up in the chat. We'd love to know what you guys are making for Super Bowl Sunday for your tailgating parties. But these are some of my Chef Dana favorites for my tailgating party. My wife's like, we having a party? You didn't tell me. Surprise. All right, let's look at the brownie for a second. Now, here's one that I baked already. My other one is still in the oven. Again, they take, based on the directions, let's see. They could take about 35 minutes, depending on the size pan that you do. Could take up to 40 minutes. And the reason they say that is because depending upon the pan size, the brownies could be thicker, thinner, etc. When we're baking brownies at the bakery, mine don't normally take that long, but again, I'm baking them on very thin sheets for what I call death by chocolate. All right, so let's take a look at our sauce real quick. Check this out, y'all. Remember I told you it's gonna change color, right? Look at the color right there. See how dark it's getting already? And it's only been on there simmering for just a little bit. So if you keep simmering just a little longer, let it reduce, it'll have the heat, it'll have the sweet, it'll have a little bit of tang, it'll be perfect. All right, brownie heaven, here we go. And I'm checking my chicken. My chicken's looking good, coming along. Brownie heaven, we're gonna need to cut up a little bacon. One thing about Chef, there's no faking on his bacon, baby. So we're gonna cut this bacon up, just like this. And you can use any bacon you want. Today I'm just using a hardwood, but the beauty with bacon is you could use turkey bacon if you're not into pork, but turkey bacon goes well on this. You could use beef bacon, you could use hardwood, you could use apple wood, cherry wood, honey cured. There was even, and we'll get into this in a second, there was even a maple bourbon bacon in the store today. Now the only reason I didn't get that is I'm gonna show you a little something to do with your caramel for your brownie in just a second. All right, but let's get this bacon cut. So we're gonna chop up this bacon, and I like it to be crispier for this application. I like bacon in all kinds of ways, but for this one, you wanna make sure it's cooked well, right? No real flappy bacon, so to speak. I think today's bacon, what was I using? I'm trying to think of the brand. It'll come to me. Oh, Hatfield. There we go. I was using Hatfield's bacon today. So we got the Ghirardelli brownie. We got some Hatfield bacon. Just gonna chop this up. Now, you know, anytime you see bacon and brownie, it's about to get crazy. All right, so we got some chopped bacon here on standby. Okay. Let's look at the caramel. Again, I'm telling you, these are the easy tricks for your tailgating. So if you don't want to make caramel, just buy the caramel, fellas. You don't got to stress about it. It's the fellas coming over. You just want something tasty you can throw in your mouth and snack on during the game, right? No stress. Just buy a bottle of caramel. However, as they said on, what was it, Coming to America? Aha, aha. Let's kick this thing up a notch. This is for the fellas, right? Boop. Let's do a little bourbon. So today I got, which kind here? I got Bull Young bourbon. So shout out to my man. He is out there promoting his new bourbon. Check him out, Bull Young bourbon. It's quite tasty, quite tasty. Now to this, I'm gonna add one more thing. I'm gonna get a little bit of salt. right? Because who doesn't like caramel with a little bit of salt to it? So you would just open your bottle. You might even have to take out just a little bit, just a little something. So you can fit your bourbon in there. Throw some salt in the bottle. Most of the time, you don't find salted caramel on the shelves. Just throw a little salt in the bottle, something that's going to help to bring the flavors out in the bourbon. And then, I'm going to take a little something, pour it right in your bottle. You got to leave some room for shaking. So for anybody out there that is a crazy bourbon fan, you got to leave room for shaking. You can't mix it if you fill it all the way to the top. I'm just saying. But check out that Bull Young bourbon. All right. I'm going to put the top on, and we're going to shake this thing. Now, if your kids want to help you cook in the kitchen, this will be a good place to bring them in, not to eat up the caramel, Daddy, but just, hey, shake the bottle, shake it up for Daddy. You want to help Daddy in the kitchen today, shake the caramel bottle. You just want to keep shaking it to make sure that it's well combined, right? And you should hear that little sound in there, that little boop, 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 boop. That means you got air in there, which is good, because that means there's room to actually mix. If you don't hear no little thump going on in the bottle, you got too much in there. Okay, and that's it. Bull Young caramel. I'm gonna just check it. That smells good. That smells good. Being that I'm a professional chef, I have to taste it to make sure it's edible for everybody else. So I'm just gonna grab a little spoon real quick. And remember, I'm doing this for you, not for me. And I'm just gonna test it. That way I can see how much salt is in there, how much bourbon's in there, etc. Oh, Jesus, that is good. Yeah. Okay, that's got the perfect amount in there. I get the, that is tasty. Me and Bull Young might have to talk one day. That is tasty. I get the hint of bourbon. Not even a hint, it's in there. I get the salt that's in there, so it really brings out the flavor of the caramel, brings out the flavor of the bourbon that's in there. Let's pull this brownie together. Wow, that was good. You know them days when you can just hide out and just eat a bowl of caramel or something? This is it. This is it. All right, so now we're gonna take our caramel, drizzle it back and forth all over the brownie. That corner was screaming for a little help. We're gonna sprinkle on the bacon. Man, I'm having caramel flashbacks. That was crazy. Okay, put your bacon all over top, just like that. You're gonna have a little extra. And then one more time. Drizzle it back and forth. If you wanted a little more pinch of salt on the top, just for that contrast, just ever so lightly. And then let it sit. Leave it alone. Let it hang out. Let it do its thing. Some of the caramel is going to soak right into the brownie and so forth. Some will sit on top. It's cool. Leave it alone. Let it sit. And that is the bacon caramel brownie. Real quick, real easy. We make it foolproof. Grab yourself a box of that Ghirardelli, mix it up per the instructions on the package, bake it off. When it comes out, squeeze on your caramel, then add your chopped bacon, and then add a little bit more caramel on top. For the caramel, we just took a caramel, fellas, you can find it at the store. We took just a little bit out the bottle. We turned around and we put maybe the equivalent to half a shot in the caramel bottle. We put a little bit of salt in there, shook it up real good, and now you have a salted caramel with a hint of bourbon to it. It is amazing. We got our sauce going on right here. Check this out. Look at the depth of color on that baby. Mind you, this has only been cooking, what, 10 minutes? Look at the color. See how different it is? That's that brown sugar love that's going on in that pot right now. And as it reduces, the color gets a little darker. I'm gonna check my chicken right now, because my chicken's looking nice and flaky and tasty. It is starting to float. So listen, with chicken, if you don't have a thermometer, rule number one, the chicken should be floating around the pot. I'm taking a look at mine right now, and they're starting to float. Remember, Grandma, she didn't have a thermometer back in the day. She was looking for that float. I have a piece or two here that are starting to float. I'm going to go ahead and be safe about it. I'm going to get my thermometer, but I'm telling you, I think two of my pieces are there. Let me make sure. Here's the other thing about thermometers too. And I know some people use thermometers, some don't. Some rely on that thermometer to do its job. But if you're not calibrating your thermometers, then what's the use of having the thermometer if it's not calibrated and the temperature's off anyway? That means the thermometer is lying to you. So make sure every once in a while you're calibrating your thermometers. A lot of times the thermometer will have this little thing here on the end where you poke your hole through it. That's so you can plunge it into some ice water and make sure that it's reading 32 degrees. Some of them even have what they call a wrench, where you'll look at the bottom of the thermometer. It's a thing that looks like, what do they call that? A nut that will screw onto something, and you drop it in there. And if your thermometer isn't at 32 when it's in the ice water, you adjust it so it is reading 32 in the ice water, and that's how you calibrate your thermometer. I'm gonna check my piece of chicken here. Where's my floater? This chicken right now is actually making me think about my girl Tiffany. Tiffany was on the show a few weeks ago, Tiffany Derry. She owns Roots Chicken Shack. Roots Chicken Shack is out in Texas. If you're out there, try it out. She's in the Dallas and Austin area. She's got 2 locations. She has duck fat fried chicken. Baby. Uh-oh, I didn't drop my chicken. You gotta try that duck fat fried chicken if you're out there. Check her out, Chef Tiffany Derry. Okay, let me check here. So when you're cooking chicken, what's the proper temperature for chicken? Proper temperature for chicken is 165. Chicken is one of those meats that you cannot eat raw. You don't want to eat it raw. You want to make sure it's fully cooked. I know there's people out there talking right now about chicken sushi and all that stuff. Okay, I'm just saying, when you wind up with the bubble guts, don't look at me. You want to cook it to 165, all right? If they get mad at me, whatever. Chef Dana says so. That's it. 165. All right, let me get a little napkin or a little tissue here. Let's pull our chicken out, because our chicken is looking good. Look at that. Here's the thing about poultry also, and why you want to cook it to 165. And I get it. Everybody's looking for that crispiness, right? When you hit that fried chicken, that baby's just like crispy. So sometimes people leave it in the pot too long because they're trying to get the outside nice and crispy, because they didn't do what I just did right there, which was dredge it in flour, then put it in the egg wash, and then put it in another flour. They might just take it, throw it in a little bit of flour, and then try to fry it and pray. All right, we got it all out. Ooh, I got a whole inhalation of hot sauce. All right, there's my chicken. Check that out. See how crispy that is? And that's just from the dredging. Just from the dredging. Let me grab a bowl, because you know we're going to toss this in some hot sauce. We're going to toss this in some hot sauce. Don't tease me with a good time, right? So here's my chicken. I just threw it on the napkin real quick, just to get that excess oil out of there. And if you notice, there's not a ton of oil coming out of my paper because I dredged it right. Into the bowl we go. Into the bowl we go. Okay. So then we just take a little bit of our sauce. We're going to pour it right on top. We're gonna need a taste tester for this. We're gonna need a taste tester. Okay, and I'm just pouring some sauce on these wings. I'm gonna shake them up a little bit. Okay. They smell so good. So good right now. Check these out, y'all. Look at that. Crispy fried with the coating. Cray cray. Ladies, if you're the one that's hooking your fellas up for Super Bowl, I'm telling you right now, this'll do it. This'll get you the brownie points. This'll do it. I need some taste testers. Where's Ivan or Sam at?
Here I come.
Oh, my main man. He's here. He's in the building, y'all. So if y'all don't know Ivan, he's Mr. Detv, the talk of the town. He's the head of the network over here. He is one of my official taste testers because he's going to tell you yes or no. You don't have to worry about that. All right, Ivan, you got to tell me, what do you think about these wings? Look, I'm gonna get you a little napkin.
Okay, give me a little napkin.
For you to dry your hands up after you try one. Okay. But you gotta tell me, what do you think of these wings?
First of all, watching you cook it, it was amazing. Like I've never seen anyone take the chicken and dip it in.
And dredge it like that?
Like that. Never seen that before, right? So that was totally different. But man, they look good as heck, man. Is that a wing?
Yeah, they're wings.
That is huge.
Listen, them chickens been working out.
They've been doing that thing. But that
out.
brownie right there looks really amazing.
Yep.
Too bad I can't eat bacon. I'll leave that for Sam. But I'm gonna try this. I'm ready to dig in, but I know that thing hot as hell. It's hot as hell.
Look, you try one, okay. I try one.
All right, cool. I'm gonna go with that leg. Oh my God, that thing's heavy. That's like a little.
He took my favorite piece. I was eyeing that one.
Oh my goodness.
All right, let me try this one.
Bro.
Let me see if I'm on point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the best wing I ever had. Really.
And I know
Sam,
you're a sauce dude.
Sam, best wing ever. Ever.
You are a sauce guy, so I'm like, all right, I gotta get this sauce right.
No, you got that sauce right.
The sauce is right?
Oh man.
All right.
Ooh. I'm done. Sam,
you done?
try this.
Ooh, they are tasty.
Sam, try that, Sam.
Look, they're so good, we gotta call people from offset like, hey, come in here.
Yeah.
All right, Sam, try one of those out. Let me know what you think.
What do you think, Sam?
It's very important to pick the right.
To pick the right wing.
Right.
Pick the right wang. What do you think?
Sam?
Did we do it?
He did it again.
We did it?
Did it again, right?
Doing it.
He's like, oops, I did it again.
I've had the privilege of eating just about everything this man's cooked on camera, and he never ceases to amaze me.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
That's crazy. Cut him a piece of that brownie.
Yeah, it's like the heat's there. Mm-hmm. But it's so sweet right when you first bite into it.
Right.
It's super sweet, but I like the heat, the big punch it gives you.
And that's what I was trying to get. I was trying to get the balance. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes you have a hot sauce and it's just hot. And you're like, okay, but I can't appreciate the flavor because my tongue's on fire and it's just hot. But here I tried to bring in a little sweet heat, add a little depth with the Asian style chili sauce, with the teriyaki.
I taste that Asian chili.
Mm-hmm. What's worse, us eating 350-degree chicken, like fresh out the pan. But
listen, I take this right out of here.
Yeah, but it's good, yo. It's so good. I feel sorry for the rest of the team.
Hey. That's why I ran back in here.
That's why you ran back in here? All right, let me wash my hands. let's check on this brownie.
Yeah. I mean, listen. I have, unfortunately, Ivan doesn't eat bacon, so I guess I'll
You'll be my guinea pig.
Yeah, I guess that'll be okay.
Okay. All right. Let me move this out the way. I won't move it far, but we'll move it out the way.
Sauce is going through the Brownie paper.
All right. Let's get a piece of brownie out of here.
No, I came in a little late. What's the base of this? Is it just brownie? Anything
So,
special to
so,
brownie?
so the base is just brownie. We were trying to do something today that made it very easy for the fellows or for anybody that's not that great in the kitchen.
You're looking at him right here.
I'm looking at him right here. Okay, so we wanted to show them that you can use some of the things you might find in the store locally here, like ShopRite or Food Line, and create something really, really tasty.
Can you give me a piece without
Can I?
without the bacon? Give me my bacon.
Look, I thought you said you don't eat bacon.
No,
Ivan's like, can I get a piece? Can you scrape the bacon off of mine?
Yeah.
All right, and I just
Just make sure you just give me some of that caramel sauce. We're not gonna tell them what that caramel sauce is.
oh he didn't.
Oh no, I came in. I see the bottle.
Oh, you see the bottle. Okay, all right, sir. Go ahead.
All right,
Give me your honest opinion here.
let me try this. All right, this is interesting.
So
I
it's
know you got to put bacon just on about everything,
the
but
bacon on
you're
everything.
pushing it. Went from barbecue to bakery. It just keeps going back and forth. I'm not sure even what to say. It's good. That bourbon. I can taste the bourbon now.
You can taste the bourbon, right? It comes right through. Even though you got something as decadent as the Ghirardelli brownie, you can still appreciate the bourbon in there.
Oh yeah, and listen, I don't want camera. Yeah, family channel, but bourbon is my favorite drink.
Bourbon is your favorite
Adult
drink.
beverage.
Okay.
So I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, I gotta try this myself here. Can't leave you by yourself.
It's
Okay.
AP class. It's complex.
It's complex. All right, let me. I broke my piece, y'all. I broke my piece, and again, this is a fresh brownie, so she's a little ooey gooey.
You just use the knife as like a shovel.
Right. We say use the knife as a shovel because it's a fresh one coming out. It hasn't sat very long.
Oh, yeah, the brownie is shovel.
If you let the brownie sit, of course, you'll be able to pull it out the pan and everything. That is good.
It hits you so many ways right off the bat.
I caught the chocolate right off the bat. Of course, it's a chocolate brownie. However, immediately, here came the bourbon like da-da-da-da-da-da, right
It's like
through.
if you didn't know it was bourbon, you're not even trying to describe what you're tasting.
Right, and then I got the salt and the caramel. Wow, okay. Tailgating just got serious, y'all. Tailgating got serious. Let me pull my little pot off here.
That's right. We don't want to.
Right.
You want to come get your non-bacon piece?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, we got to tap out.
You want me to scrape the bacon off of a piece?
We're on camera
Look.
right now, but next time.
Look.
I'm going off camera to put this entire piece just straight in my mouth.
Okay. From my main man, Ivan doesn't eat bacon.
So I guess you gotta put some more drizzle.
Oh, no problem,
Drizzle
sir.
good? Is it good?
Just get ready.
We say get ready.
Get ready because you're not ready.
Wow, for real.
Yeah. And I apologize, like I said,
smooth this.
I am cutting a fresh one. Thank you, sir. All right, I'm cutting a fresh one there. So my pieces would, of course, be prettier if I let it sit a little longer, but
Okay.
this is a fresh brownie. Try that out with a little bit of that bourbon caramel on there.
All right, I'm gonna do it like this because I'm gonna make a mess. I already messed my shirt up with the
With the sauce.
sauce. Wow.
The bourbon
Bourbon.
comes right through,
Bourbon.
doesn't it?
Bull Young bourbon.
It's actually like a bull.
Yo. oh my God, that's a different brownie.
Right. It's very good. And again, I just put the equivalent to maybe half a shot of brownie in the entire bottle of caramel, and it did just what it needed to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Just what it needed to do.
Okay, I'm getting
Without it being overpowering, but it stands up to the chocolate flavor. It's very good.
You know what? Okay, Dana, go ahead, finish your show.
Okay. We said I'm going to take it with me. All right. So, so for everybody out there at home and you're looking for some tailgating recipes, please share this video with your family, your friends, those that are having some fun this Super Bowl weekend. We are doing, again, the caramel, bourbon, bacon brownies. And we did some fried wings, which we dredged. So I showed you the dredging process in the video. And we did a special hot sauce. And I showed you how to make your caramel, add your teriyaki and your chili glaze, and then add your favorite hot sauce to it. So I'm Chef Dana. Thank you guys for tuning in. We came out of here live from DETV Studios. We hope you have a wonderful, safe Super Bowl weekend. And we'll see you on Monday at 11 for the Chef Dana Cooking Show.